Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you guys can see by the title, today is a full face, one brand tutorial. You guys love when I do these, and today I decided to do LA Girl. I have not done this video in years, and we're going to be trying out a bunch of products today, so I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. So we have so many products to get through, so I'm going to try my best not to spend a bunch of time in every single product like I usually do. So I zoomed you guys in, and first we're going to start out with their lip oil, which I used to use all the time, and I just got it out because I forgot all about it. So it's literally just called the LA Girl Lip Oil. It's a nourishing gloss under it. I got the shade Sheer Watermelon. They're all actually pretty sheer, and I do really like this. It definitely smells like watermelon. This is like one of those lip oils that are a little bit thicker and feel more of like a lightweight gloss, but it's not sticky, and I actually really like the thickness of it. This is like that in between. You guys can see, very sheer. Don't really expect too much color from these glosses, lip oils. Different shades are definitely what's going to give you that smell. So this does smell like, you know, like that artificial watermelon that everybody loves. I really like it, and I think it's a nice little option at the drugstore for a couple bucks. My lips are still really dry, by the way. I don't know if you guys can tell all the dry patches. I don't know what's going on. I decided to buy a lot of makeup for this video, so I actually just dropped a bunch of stuff. This is the LA Girl Primer Spray. It says prep and hydrate the face for makeup. I love a good primer spray, something that will just add hydration and hopefully help with the makeup. It smells good. It's like a very faint smell. It's a pretty good mist. It's not like the finest, but it's not the thickest. And it feels really nice on the skin. So I'm going to let this sit for a sec while I tell you guys about the foundation. Now the foundation is actually one of my holy grail products. It has eyelash glue on it. This is the LA Girl Tinted Foundation. This is literally what it sounds like. It's essentially going to give your skin a very light coverage, a tint of color, but it's like just so beautiful and so natural. Let me show you guys. I do have the shade Tan. Ooh, the skin feels nice. It actually feels like plumped and hydrated. So far, first impressions, that primer spray feels super nice. Love that. So obviously, it's not gonna give much coverage, but it just gives the most beautiful finish. If you need something lightweight, especially for the summer, or just something that looks more natural, this is the one for you. I am gonna add a little bit more because I forgot that I always like to blend things out with my fingers first, because that will give you the most coverage, especially with products like this. It literally just feels like a very lightweight moisturizer. It's essentially like a skin perfector, and if you get a deeper shade, it's essentially just like a skin like bronzer. Do you guys see what I mean? Like, you still see my freckles, but my skin just looks a little bit better. It just looks like my skin is nicer, and so I love that. And you guys will see how if we add some full coverage products to it, it does make for a really nice foundation as well, not just like a tint. So moving on to cream bronzer. Now I know a lot of us know and love the Pro Concealer, and you can get a deeper shade and it works as a really nice cream bronzer, but I feel like this is just like a very known thing, so I wanted to try something new. To me, of course. I don't know how many of these products are actually new, but I decided to get the LA Girl Pro Sculpt Palette. I believe they had a deeper shade as well, and this is the lighter shade. Kind of wanted to see what this was all about, and then maybe we could even use some of these shades to add coverage on the face where maybe we don't have coverage. This is from e.l.f. It's the Putty Bronzer Brush. And I'm going to grab the deepest shade for my bronzer. Keep in mind, I'm just going to apply it with this brush. This is a really good brush to like grab these cream products, but I'm going to blend it out with a different brush. I'm going to blend it out with the AOA Studio F22 and start pouncing it in. Okay, I was afraid that maybe that wouldn't blend out as well because it didn't feel like super creamy, but it is actually blending out pretty good. You guys know how much I love the Makeup Forever sculpting palette. So now it's like, let me find a very like affordable version of it because it's not cheap, but it's super nice. And now I'm like way more interested in like trying palettes like these. So right now, this is blending nicely. The cream is like not the most emollient, but it is blending out fairly easily, and it's giving me a good amount of pigment. So far, no complaints. So I'm going to grab a little concealer brush. This is the BK Beauty A506. And I think I'm going to grab maybe like a mixture of these two shades. Let's see. I have a couple blemishes on my chin. I have some redness around my nose. It's giving like a medium coverage. I also know that these concealers come in like correctors, but I kind of wanted to try this little peachy concealer as a corrector because these are great. Like I said, these are really, really great. So we already know this. So let's see if this is a good peach corrector. So I'm going to grab the peach shade, like I just said 500 times, because I want to make sure that this also looks good under the eyes and it's not like drying or anything like that. So far this is nice. Like I said, it's like a medium coverage, which is perfect for palettes like these because you don't want something too heavy, but you definitely don't want too light to where it's like not making a difference. And then lastly, I'm going to grab this shade right here and I'm going to do a little cleanup on the contour. So far this is really, really nice. Like I said, when you put the brush on the palette, it's not like the most creamy at first. Like it doesn't feel nice and creamy, kind of like the Makeup Forever one that's like $85. But it is blending out on the face. It just takes a little bit longer. So far I give this like a 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 for the price. And these are actually like pretty big pans. So for actual concealer, we are going to be using one of these, the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I decided just to buy a new one because I don't even want to know how old my LA Girl concealers are. They are a little heavier, so keep that in mind, but they will give you a full coverage, flawless finish, and they're a couple of bucks. So I decided to get the shade Bisque. Got a different shade as well, actually. I was thinking ahead. I knew that the future VNA would thank the past VNA for the decisions that I made. So thank you, VNA. This is Creamy Beige, which is peachy, and then this is Bisque, which is more yellow toned. Why don't we put a little bit of this orange corrector? It's not orange, it's not a corrector. I mean, you can use it as a corrector, but I don't know why I'm doing this even though I already corrected, but like, why not? I just got both because I didn't know which one was gonna work, and now that I look at them, Bisque is like perfect. It is brightening, but it is a nice shade with a yellow undertone. You don't really need that much of this product, and I'm always so heavy-handed, so I apologize. This concealer got me through college, so we love that for me. We love that it covered up the eye bags that college gave me. I did too much. This video is looking like my videos from 2016, so I apologize. Well, geez, I don't have any plans today, and it's looking like we're going to the prom. I'll just say this. If you're looking for a full coverage concealer that is only a couple bucks, and there's so many shades to choose from, these are super nice. And like I said, get the contour, get the corrector, get the highlighter. I mean, they're just great. They're just good products. I'm super excited to try a setting powder that I've never tried before. Wait, we have a liquid blush that is new that I haven't tried before we set the face. So this is the Soft Matte Cream Blush, and I hope you guys are proud of me. I got the shade Blissful, which the reason why I got it is because I always get pink blushes, and I was looking in my collection. I don't really have that many orange blushes or like peachy blushes, so I decided to make an executive decision and use this one. But I will say it's gonna go really nicely with the cheetah shirt. Is this cheetah or leopard? It's leopard, isn't it? It does come, I believe, yeah, a squeezy tube. Let's apply some on the, on the hand first. A little bit of a thicker consistency. Well, I guess it's a cream blush, not a liquid blush. It's soft matte though. So let me grab this brush. This is the Sigma Angled Cheek Brush from Gerard Cosmetics. Oh wow, this feels thick. I'm a little scared. Okay. Let's start out like that. And then tap it out. Oh my gosh, this is pigmented. Ooh. This shade though, I did good with this shade. This is such a good summer shade. This is pigmented, but it's blending out really, really well. This is kind of reminding me of like the NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Matte Cream Blushes. They're just not as like moussey. They're definitely more creamy than the NYX ones, but wow. Okay, this is way too much product. You don't need that much. So let me go ahead and do the same amount on the other side because we want to look even. This is blending out really easily, but now I realize that I have a lot of product on my brush, and then I just added more product on the skin, and now we're looking like a clown. Let me grab a paper towel. Let me take off what I have, because if I don't do that right now, it's gonna get everywhere. That is just who I am. Actually surprised, like this is nice. Love that. And you get so much product. I know this looks little, but I will say, because it's so pigmented, like this will last you a very long time, and it's very inexpensive. Now we're gonna set the under eyes and the face. I'm super excited to try this out. It's called the Instant Finish Blurring Loose Powder. I got the shade Light. It says Matte Finish Oil Controlling Formula. I love that it says blurring because you guys know I love a good blur. I want it to look like I don't have a face. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It says sets, bakes, and finishes. Okay, so we can set with it, you guys. We can set with it. I know sometimes you guys are like, it's a finishing powder. I know, but it's also a setting powder, so don't get mad at me. It does have 6 grams of product. I was about to say protein. And it does have a puff that it actually feels pretty nice. And now let's go to town. Oh, okay. It is brightening. So far, it doesn't feel super like dry or heavy. Wait a minute. This looks pretty good, right? This looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and just set the rest of the face. I'm going to use a powder puff under my eyes, but then I will use just like a fluffy brush all over the face. It definitely blurred the skin. Is it like the most blurring? No, but I will say it definitely like mattified the skin. It doesn't feel too drying. It does feel a little drying under the eyes, but all over the face it feels fine. My skin's pretty dry right now, so you know, take it from me. I think it's nice. I think it's like a nice little powder that will mattify. Not the most blurring, but not the most drying. So like overall, I give it like an 8 out of 10. Did it blow me away? No, but I like it. I like it. Let me just say one thing that I don't know if I mentioned. I definitely know that there's a lot of collections out right now from LA Girl, but I decided to try my best to find products in their permanent line for this video so that this video was helpful in the future. The only thing that I think I got from like a collection is this bronzer. I don't know if it's like the summer collection, but it's in the shade Lost Paradise. This is the darkest shade. They had 2 shades. This might be a little dark for me, but the lighter shade would just not be dark enough for me. So I did get this one. That's dark. It feels really nice though. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a very flimsy brush. This is the Laura Lee Lunar Beauty Full Fantasy Collection number 6 brush. And let's just see what we can do with this. So I'm just going to put this everywhere. Oh, okay. I think I need a denser brush, or let me just blend as much as possible. It actually worked really nicely. I definitely think that on the skin, it looks a little bit warmer than it looks on the pan. This is definitely not a shade that I would normally go to, as well as the undertone, but I think like on the skin, it's definitely translating a little bit warmer. It's very pigmented and it's matte, but it doesn't make the skin look flat. It's like a very silky type of formula. I really like this. This is really nice. I like this. I like this a lot. Before we decide to actually like make myself look like a human again, let's just add some powder blush while we're here. Again, I was trying not to go to the pinks because that's just my comfort, but I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone with you guys because I trust you. I feel like this is a safe place. So I decided to get the LA Girl Island Hottie. Thank you. Blush palette. They had 2 different shades. I guess the shade that I got is Island Hottie, or it's GBL421. The packaging is nice. There's a really nice mirror on it, and you do get 1 matte shade that is way too light for me, 1 satin shade that is way too light for me, and then 2 really shimmery orange shades that I don't like. I don't know if we should even use this because this is just a beautiful shade for someone very fair. I guess let's go in with this. I'm not happy with it. Let's see what this does for us. It's pretty, it's just not giving, you know what I mean? But it's pretty. I definitely think that if you're very fair and you're looking for a blush palette that is a little bit more on, not even like the warmer tones, I don't know, I guess just like orange? I'm sorry, I just cannot justify putting these shades on my face. They're literally like orange highlighters. And that's just not the vibe I'm going for. The formula does look nice. So it's, you know, I'm not like saying this is a bad product. Like I said, it has really good packaging, 4 different shades, 3 different formulas. These 2 are just very similar, and then these 2 are just very light. So just keep it in mind, if you do have medium to deeper skin tone, this is just not gonna work very well. But it's okay. We'll just keep it moving. I was about to move to eyebrows, and then I saw this. Ooh, I kind of want to try this by itself before we apply any lip color later. This is the LA Girl Lip Plumper Tinted. Apparently it's not like the most plumping, but apparently it looks really, really pretty and it feels nice. It looks clear at first, but will it be tinted? Let's see. I'm only going to apply it on my bottom lip. Oh, this feels heavenly, and it smells like cinnamony mint. Oh my god, this smells like a freaking fall candle. Ooh, it's tingling a little. Oh, it actually tingles a lot. But I like it. Ooh, it burns. If you don't like the burn, do not get this. It burns. It looks really freaking pretty though. It's nice and thick, but not sticky at all. I'm just gonna leave this on for now and just see what it does to the lips, but so far I do like it. Yay. So for the eyebrows, I decided to buy the Brow Bestie Long Wearing Gel 2-piece kit, and then I also do have just like their brow pencils. So let me figure what this is out first. I got the shade Soft Brown on the Brow Bestie. I love that name, by the way. I will say it didn't have good reviews. Let me define my brows really quickly. This is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. Excuse me. It is essentially just like a little micro brow pencil. Micro brow, by the way. Very inexpensive. This lip plumper is not for the weak, but it's working. I love that. It's working, and that's all I care about. Like, I don't mind if something burns as long as it's like worth the burn, you know? So anyways, this is a brow pencil, you know, it's just a standard brow pencil, but I feel like people that love micro brow pencils, you might as well get them at the drugstore because it really is not that much product, and this one works perfectly fine. This is gonna be like those Wonder Brows. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even realize it was gonna have a spoolie. Oh, I'm going to start at the end. Oh yeah, very, very pigmented. And then I'm going to bring it very, very lightly to the front. And then I'm definitely going to use this because I need a spoolie with no product on it. I don't think you guys realize how little product I just used. This definitely is giving me like Wonder Brow vibes. And that's what I used to use when I didn't have my eyebrows microbladed. I will say though, that looks really nice. It looks better on camera than it does in person. In person, it looks like I just like literally painted my brows with like acrylic paint. But it's giving a nice effect. I don't know, it's not my favorite. You guys know that I love a tinted brow gel, but these type of tinted brow gels are essentially like brow paint. So if you really have like very, very sparse brows and you really like to like make them nice and bold, you might like this. But for me, it is just not my journey. This is just not my journey. Doesn't mean it's not yours. Not my favorite. And you know what? It's adding a lot of pigment without a lot of shape. It's not really like holding my brows in the shape that I want them to. Unfortunately, Brow Bestie, I already have a bestie. Sorry, girl. For the eyes, I'm super excited to try out this eyeshadow palette. It's called the LA Girl Pro Neutrals. And I believe they have like 3 different types of this with different shade ranges. I did pick the neutrals because I wanted to. Can I pick out some neutrals sometimes? May I? It actually looks very, very promising. There are like a mix of shimmers and mattes. Again, this video, very long. Let's try to speed a little bit through this. I'm first gonna start out with the number 4 shade. And let me just say, I didn't realize how pigmented this palette would be. We are going on a journey. So I'm essentially just putting this as my crease shade. And I'm gonna just deepen it out with literally the same shade, just putting it on the outer corner. Now I'm gonna go in with like a very rustic shade, and it's the shade 14. And I'm just going to start adding like that redness to it. Now I'm just grabbing that cream shade, which is the shade 2, and I'm just kind of brightening everything up. I didn't know which shimmer shade to go to because these look absolutely stunning. I decided to start with just mixing them, so the gold and the red, and I'm doing like kind of like a messy half cut crease. You guys will see though that then I decided to just make it like fully red for the moment, and it did look really, really pretty. I did decide to kind of deepen everything out even more with the deepest matte shade, which is the shade 11. And we're just getting like extra smoky. For the lower lash line, I went in with the shade 4, the transition shade, and just blew it out, and then grabbed a little bit of that deeper shade 11 just to add a little bit more smokiness. Then I remembered that our lip products are very neutral, so I decided to go ahead and mix 2 shimmer shades. I mixed the shades 6 and 7, and I put it over the red. And then for the inner corner highlight, I used the shade 6 at first, which is so pretty, but then to brighten it up a little bit more, I used the shade 1, and it just became stunning. Again, so sorry for the journey, but I'm pretty impressed with these shades. Again, the mattes are like extremely pigmented. These shimmers are out of this world. They're definitely more like metallic. They're not super like glittery. They just look super metallic and foiled and beautiful. Super impressed with this. This was so inexpensive. You get so many shades. The packaging is nice, so I don't really know what else you could ask for. So 10 out of 10 for that actually. Okay, so I got 3 eyeliners. Let's try out this one first. So it's the LA Girl Kajal Auto Liner in the shade Super Black. Oh, okay. Very pigmented, very creamy, very black. So I'm just going to add it to my upper waterline, and it is definitely applying nicely. I love liners that you don't have to even like move your eye up. As far as like pigmentation and creaminess, we got it. So hopefully it doesn't transfer down, but that looks gorgeous. Awesome. So far so good. Now we're going to try out the liquid liner. Did I lose it already? Because I lose everything. I was sitting on it. I believe this has good reviews. So this is the LA Girl Jet Setter liquid liner. Again, I got the shade black, and it is a brush tip. We love a brush tip. So I'm going to just go ahead and do a cat eye. Hopefully it doesn't end up too thick, but I guess we will see about that. Okay, it's actually really, really easy to use. I just wish it was a little bit darker black. Right now it's looking more of like a, kind of like a deeper gray. Let me do the other eye real quick, and then we can have a full consensus. The applicator, like the brush tip, is nice, so it's easy to use, but I actually had to go over both eyes a couple times to get this color, and to me it's just still not as deep as I would like it to be. So, you know, it's not a bad liner. I think if you try it, you're not gonna hate it, but I do think that there's better ones at the drugstore even for this price tag, like the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Liquid Liner that is also a brush tip. So I give it like a 7 out of 10. Before we do mascara, I do want to try the other eyeliner, and the reason why you see me smiling right now is because I just realized that that other liner, the retractable one, didn't transfer down. We love that. These Shockwave liners have really, really good reviews. I love the LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner in black. This is like the most creamiest, most pigmented eyeliner, but it does transfer down, so keep that in mind. But I have a feeling that this is also just gonna be really, really nice because it's that same like Shockwave formula. It's the Shockwave Metallic eyeliner. So I got the shade Lullaby, and I just thought this might be really, really pretty as a little eyeliner because it like glimmers. So let's go ahead and put this on the lower lash line. I love a like nude liner on the lower lash line. It is pigmented, it doesn't hurt the eye, and it looks really pretty actually. And it's just more natural looking than like a white eyeliner, but it's just gonna give you that like glimmer. Like people are gonna look at you in the eyes and they're just gonna like fall in love because they're gonna be like, oh my god, there's a glimmer in her eye. Yeah, Literally, there is. I love the Shockwave formula. I am so excited to try the lip liners with this formula. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do mascara. This is great news because I freaking love this mascara. This was like such a surprise to me. This is the LA Girl Lift Off Mascara. It's just like the most underwhelming looking mascara wand. But when I tell you that this is like amazing, this part that barely has any bristles will give you so much volume, especially like in the outer corner. And then this little ball just like, let me just show you guys. So I'm obviously going to curl my lashes per usual, and I'm going to do one coat, really nice heavy coat. You guys know how much I love my mascara. This is one coat. Like I said, I do have a lot of makeup on, so I don't know if you guys can fully see, but just trust me when I say that this gives you the most beautiful like length, cat eye, literally lift off. Like the name is, it's the name, it's a lift off. So I'm gonna do a second coat and I'll be right back and we can do the lips. Just know that this is one of my favorite mascaras that I've tried this year. Beautiful. I do want to say that that lip plumper definitely worked. My lips look nice and plump. And now let's talk about these lip liners because they are the Shockwave liners, and I was just so excited to try the formula. So I got Gingerbread, which looks the most promising right there. And then I also got the shade Coquette. And this shade looks really, really pretty. It just looks a little bit light for me right now. So let's go ahead and line. The formula already just feels super, super creamy. I just hope that it like lasts a long time. But I'm gonna go ahead and overline my lips as usual. Wow, I love that shade. And I think just because, let's just keep it in the Shockwave, why don't we use the other shade as like the lip color? Because these are so creamy. Let's do Coquette everywhere else. This is such a pretty shade. Wow, these lip liners are so creamy and so pigmented and so easy to use. Gorgeous. Okay, and then let's set the face with the setting spray. So this is a fix and set makeup spray, so you can fix and set with it, and it's essentially the same as this, but as a setting spray. And let's go ahead and set the face. That looks so nice. Very fine mist as well. And it feels like it added hydration to my skin, but it's not really changing the finish. It didn't mattify so far. It also didn't like add any dewiness. It just kind of hopefully locked it all in, and it feels really refreshing. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of the video. I am super, super happy with how everything turned out. I think the two products that maybe just weren't the best for me were definitely the blush palette. It was just the shade. The formula was fine. It was just the shades. And then the eyebrow, the bestie brow thing is just not for me. But other than that, everything looks beautiful. I am super impressed with everything that I tried, and I'm so glad I did this video because it's so affordable. So I know it was a lot of products, but I will link them all down below for you guys. I hope that this video was helpful. I do have a whole playlist with one brand tutorials if you guys are interested. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!